Last week, we talked about I don't like cooking. One of the other things that we hear a lot of is I eat really clean, I eat really healthy. And that very well might be true. However, that person is not at the weight that they want to be at, or they don't have the body composition that they want to be at. So something isn't jiving. And I am a perfect example of this. This is literally a podcast to myself. You can be eating healthy and still not be losing weight, or still be overweight, or still be at a weight that you don't want to be at. You want to be somewhere else. And that is currently me right now. That is the place I'm in. What's the problem? So the core principle is energy balance. This is what we're missing. Yes, you can eat healthy, but the issue is we're eating too much. It's plain and simple. We're eating too much. When I say we, I mean me. It is very easy to eat healthy but still consume too many calories. And if you are at a body weight that you don't want to be at, you are eating too many calories. Some of the, you know, think about healthy foods like nuts, avocado, olive oil, smoothies. All of these things can be very, very calorically dense. Look at the weigh out a serving size of peanut butter, and you are going to be crushed at how much peanut butter, how dense peanut butter is. Yes, peanut butter is not bad for you, but is very, very easy to overeat. So it's not that you're eating bad food. It's just we're not being observant and aware and intentional on the calories that we're taking in. So some of the traps that I fall in, that we fall in general, are again, it's very similar to, we talked about the calorically dense, nuts, avocados, olive oil. And then you have like things that are labeled organic and natural, and those things very well might be true, but that doesn't mean that they're not calorically dense. It doesn't mean that you don't have to um, be mindful of how much you're eating of that thing. Smoothies are really healthy too, but what's in it, right? If we have a lot of fruit and then nut butters and then protein powder and milk and all of these things, again, all of those things are good for you. However, when we start adding them up, all of a sudden it gets really calorically dense really quickly. And then also drinking in general, right? We talk about smoothies, talk about granola bars or protein bars, very calorically dense. When we drink things, we can consume so many calories so fast, and it's not very filling. So that's the problem with smoothies, or alcohol, or other just drinking calories, coffees, right? Those calories add up so fast, and you can consume them so fast. Bigger portions of healthy food, like think about rice. Rice is good, right? But how easy is it to eat a lot of rice? It's super easy. It's very, very easy to consume a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes, like those starchy vegetables. It's very easy. Starchy carbohydrates in general, very easy to overeat those. And then when we do have that other thing, maybe we have some tortilla chips, or we have the cake, or we have a party, we tend to underestimate what we're actually eating. And we think we're only eating a little bit, but actually, if we were to weigh and measure it at that party or at that night out at dinner, we're actually consuming a lot. Going out to eat. Another trap that we fall into is like, hey, oh, I got steak and broccoli and a potato, and but what is on all of those things? Like, don't not go out, but you still have to be aware of how much you're consuming, especially if we want to lose weight. So, going out to eat, we get a meal that has a lot of butter, a lot of fat in it, and then we get drinks with that. We're drinking calories. We're getting a lot of calories in that way. It's very easy to blow up an entire week just with one meal. So, what's the answer? The first one is awareness. We need to be aware of what we're doing. And the easiest way to do that is to count calories. And we don't want to do that forever. That's not sustainable. But going through periods of time of when we're counting our calories, when we're weighing and measuring our food, is very insightful on what we're doing. So if we can take a week once a quarter, or a month every year, or a period of time where we're actually weighing and measuring our food, that can be very enlightening and reset that portion size of what we're supposed to be eating. We don't always have to do that, but that refresher helps, right? Being able to teach yourself, oh, this is how much protein, this is how much fat, this is how much carbohydrates, this is how much chicken I should be versus this is how much steak I should be. This is how much rice I should be eating for a meal. This is how much olive oil I can put on my salad, right? Whatever it is, right? And then we have that guide. Then we kind of reset our base, and then we can use some guidelines when we're not tracking specifically weighing and measuring, right? We can use the kind of simple portion method where you have your fist for protein, you have your open hand for vegetables, for carbs, and then we have your little cupped palm for fat, right? That's a very common one. Or we have the plate method where a quarter of your plate is protein, a quarter is a starch, and then half your plate is a non-starchy vegetable. Another great way to, be mindful of how much you're eating. So be aware over what you're actually consuming. Measure it. And then when you're not measuring it, use a simple method guide to make sure that you're staying within those realms. And then finally, we want to think about different lifestyle factors. How's our sleep? How's our stress? Right? If you're stressed out, you're more likely to eat foods that aren't ideal. If we're not sleeping right, we have more cravings. We might be up in the middle of the night eating or eating super late. If we're not dealing with sleep and stress, that's going to come in and affect us in other ways. So we need to make sure that we're checking in on that. What kind of activity are we doing besides the gym? Are we getting out and about? Are we just sitting around? Is your job active? Can we get more daily movement in? What are we doing outside of that? So, if you're eating healthy and you're not where you want to be, we need to start with awareness. What am I actually consuming? Take a week and weigh and measure, log all of your food and see where it's going. Make sure that those numbers are aligning with what your goals are. Check and make sure that our lifestyle is lining up with where we want to be as well. Be aware of the foods that you're likely to overeat that are healthy. Peanut butter is a great one for me that I need to watch. Track those calories for a little bit and then find a method to use to keep you on track. Finally, do those things and track your progress. Things that are tracked change. If you track a number, it's going to change. You're going to do the things in order. You're going to do things to make that number change. So if you want to lower your body fat percentage, track your body fat percentage. If you want to lose weight, track your weight. And there's going to be ups and downs in both of those, but we want to see the trend. Am I trending in the right direction? This can be done by yourself. You can make these changes on your own. It's easier when you have somebody, it's faster when you have somebody there to help guide you on that way. You need a Yoda. Yoda helps Luke get there faster. If you need a Yoda, come and find us. That's what we do. We coach, we help, we guide you along that process. We help you be accountable to yourself. We help to make sure that you have the awareness and the intention on what you want to work towards. And that's how we get better. Doing the habits and the activities that are going to help you get to your goal is what you have to do, and you have to do that consistently. If you think this might help somebody, if it helped you, please like and share it with somebody. We want more happy, healthy people in the world. And if you think this might help somebody be a little healthier, a little happier, please share it with them. I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, shoot them my way. Cheers.